We'll be talking about social media bullying and its consequences using the recent story of Afrobeat singer Seun Kuti, who was seen in a recent video accosting a man who had allegedly threatened to kill him online. Hours later, the man was seen singing a new tune after bragging about making phone calls following his encounter with Seun, who he had threatened. Now, what are your thoughts on this? You can join the conversation by calling us on 081 0764 1679 or 090 241 63440 or tweet to us at TVC Connect using the hashtag #YourViewOnTVC. I'm glad what Seun did. I'm happy he did that. You see, when I watched that video, I was like, it's good to challenge, persons who bully you when you see them. He had the boldness to challenge, the guy when he saw him. And, the guy had the guts to even say, you know what, can we shake? Can we be friends now? Yes, it's after you had bullied somebody, threatened to kill him, and now you're saying you want to be friends. He also went ahead to say that, okay, I'm going to make calls, this one, this and this and this, nothing will happen and blah and stuff. But I was happy to see that Seun dealt with him. Some will say that he gave him his size. And that was what he got. But unfortunately, the guy now came underneath the messages on the comment section, and he was saying that he just didn't want his flight to be delayed, this one, that one, he was making noise. But you see, cyberbullying has to be dealt with head on. Some people actually commit suicide because they were bullied online. Absolutely. And this has to be dealt with critically. Yeah. I'm glad Seun took this step to even get him to make a statement at the end of the day, even though there are persons who were saying that even under duress, he shouldn't have made that kind of statement because it could haunt him later on. But it was important for Seun to get that kind of confession from him because there are those who could see the loopholes in this and take advantage of it to cause Seun harm. Yeah. Absolutely. What happens, and it will either be traced back to him. Yeah. He has dissociated himself, but it's good that he dissociated himself with this video. But then again, if Seun had not, who knows what could have happened behind the scene. I'm glad that he did that because I have been a victim of cyberbullying. Really? I didn't find it funny. Yes, several times. I did not find it funny. I had to shut down the comment section on my pictures for that period. But people were now sending me messages. What did I see? For goodness sake.
What did you see?
I only passed comment, and they said, why? It was even on this program for the weekday. Myself and BC were the ones that passed comments on Davido and Choma that time. I recall vividly. I can never forget. I'm sure some of them are watching me now.
So they
came for us. They came for BC on her own page. They came for me on my own page. And I was wondering, what did I even see? I went back to watch that video. What did I see? But ladies, cyberbullying has to be dealt with.
Absolutely. So when I saw that video of Seun Kuti accosting the Mr. Chicago at the boarding gates.
Citizen of Chicago.
Yeah, at the boarding gates, I said to myself that this is a typical case of I'm at home, come and beat me. There are some people who would leave, they would threaten you, they would insult you, and then if you respond, you get that comment, I'm in my house, come and beat me. So that was a typical case of, I'm in my house, come and beat me. Anonymity is not protection. Unless you're not using the internet, that's when you cannot be found.
The internet never forgets. You'll be found one way or the other.
That's when you cannot be found, because with your IP address, you can be found anywhere that you are making that troll comments from. And just like you said, I am particularly happy that Seun Kuti went all out. I'm sure he must have spent a lot of money tracing that IP address to be able to find the guy.
They met at the airport.
Oh, they met at the airport.
That's an airport.
No.
I think he recognized him.
I think
he recognized him.
How did he know that he was traveling? How did you get?
No. I think he had already,
started searching for the guy.
Yeah, on social media. Yes. So he had put in a lot of resources, to find the guy.
Who the guy was.
He met him at the airport. So it's very important that you put people in their place. Some people will say that you have to leave something for God. There are some things that you don't leave for God. You have to teach people how to treat you and how not to treat you. It might sound petty on the surface, but you would have sent a particular lesson to that person.
A message across.
I have gone to court for 400K before, 500K. So
that's a lot of money.
My friend was just, it's just 500K. Okay, don't worry, I will give. I said, I must show this person, Pepe, that you do not treat me like this. The second one, I went all the way to Abuja. After I came back.
For how much?
For 400K. And I collected my money. Right. I collected because it was supposed to be a deal. Exactly. So that was the remaining money out of it left. And they did not execute that job. And they did not want to pay me back. They want to, okay, the first one was a guy. The second one was a girl. They were contractors. So my other business, I do media content production. So sometimes I have to use some camera operators. You
have to hire some
Exactly.
persons,
So for that Abuja one, because of budget constraints, I decided to use a team in Abuja. Unfortunately, the client cancelled and said, you know what, let us do it some other time. Okay, bring money now, let us refund the client. And you've paid. I said, but you have not even lifted a finger. You've not even hired camera. You've not come to set. You've not done anything. So why did you want to refund the money? By the time I dragged this lady, she didn't believe it. I collected the money. I collected the balance from her. So since then, some of my friends will say, I don't want to do for Damola shop. I don't have money for court.
No, sometimes, I agree with you. Sometimes you need to put your foot down to say that,
you can't
take advantage. But I don't think this particular guy has learned the lesson. With the comment he passed on the comment section after the whole incident, he still went ahead. You see, and that's where my point is, where people are catching cruise online. That is what some people, everything is not cruise.
Yeah.
Because you want attention, because you want people to notice you, you go ahead to either bully your way to getting their attention, or you just say something because you want to catch cruise, and people will now start following you and go and discover, oh, who is this person, blah, 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 blah. Because this is also what I'm seeing out of this whole incident. You are trying to catch cruise. Everything is not for cruise. The internet never forgets. Statements you make that are not... statements that are good in that sense. Some people have lost jobs because of issues like this.
Absolutely.
Some people have lost contracts because they were trying to catch cruise and then it came back to haunt them. You don't just go, the internet never forgets. I wonder how many times we have to say these things for people to understand. You don't catch cruise with people's lives. That is what I see here, unfortunately.
I think that man was just basically trying to cover up the shame because he saw the comment section, how people dragged him. And another annoying thing is when people say, I'm American. I'm American.
I'm a citizen. Because you're a citizen, so you can behave anyhow.
Because you're American, you think you're above the law.
I mean,
an American.
He wasn't even sure where he was.
To threaten people.
Where he was from.
When on my last trip, so during the we had arrived a bit some minutes later than we should have for our connecting flights. So we were all in a hurry to leave the aircraft. Everybody, we all had connecting flights. And then there was this woman at the back that was shouting, please, can I go through? I'm American. I'm American. Because she said that, I'm American.
They gave her signs.
And see, you stayed there.
So we are not American. We don't have connecting flights to catch.
Do you want to trample on us and pass?
Exactly. Like, let us wait for the ones ahead of us so that they can go, so that we can all go out, you know.
Let's hear Auntie Toby.
And then you are not shouting from the
Auntie Toby.
Thank you, my ladies. You know, in this story, when the story came up, I said, what is the lesson to learn from this situation? Yeah. For me, I know that a lot of people think that you can just post anything on the internet and then get away with it. They feel that the internet is no man's land. You can post and go. But this one shows that person will won't find you, he go find you, right?
Of course.
And now look at what it was. And when he said his name, he says his name is something Idowu. And I'm like, oh my yafa. Why would you threaten somebody's life? You can even yab the person, you know, that one is still normal cyberbullying. But when you now take it a step further and say that you're speaking about his life, that come here, I would kill you or something like that, right? And when the first video came out, I was thinking that, this guy, why is he disturbing the community? You know, and some people would naturally feel that because he's a Kuti, you can do some things and get away with it. Why does he do so much of this? But people were forgetting to realize that his life was threatened and he needed to address it, right? And so by the time the second video came out and the guy was, if anything happens, just hold me responsible. No, say what you did. Say it, you know. And that goes to show that, you see, we should be careful about the utterances that we make. I'm really, really very, very grateful that this happened. And it just gives people like us liver to follow through on the processes of people that bully us, right? So I also had my experience.
Oh, really?
When I joined Your View recently, I shared this once before.
Really?
I'd gone for a conference to anchor the conference. And, you know, when they introduced me, she's a co-host on Your View, you know, and there was a lady that said, please, I want to see you after the program. And I tried cracking my brain, where did I know this woman from? I didn't remember. And so after the show, after the program, she came to meet me and said, I need to apologize to you. I understand, apologize to me how? And so she went, she says that she remembers my face from Your View. She's saying that they've been posting my videos on social media. And the first time she saw it, she was like, who is this child that they brought to Your View? Who is this child? Auntie, you don't even know whether I'm married, whether I have children. You don't even know my age. What if you're a child? What do you get? Why make that statement?
I mean,
you know, and apparently people went on Abio, why they go, you know, and I didn't see the comments. But I've also had experiences where I'll see some comments and I'm like, but they are good comments too. I beg, let me calm down. That's how to react to instances like that. But when there's a threat to life, even when people are fighting.
People react to things in different ways because we are different persons.
Yeah.
Our upbringing is different. So how we absorb challenges differ.
Yeah.
So you saying that, okay, there are good comments, it's good. It's a good way to see, but there are those who cannot handle it that way.
Do you know, it was Miriam that set me free. Miriam on the show too. Miriam said, don't mind them. Just look, if there's one good comment, focus on that one that is good. Do you see? And she gave me like the courage to look beyond that. And I think that even as individuals, we really cannot control what people say to us, but we can control the way we react to those things. So if we have that, but in this instance, it was a threat to life, and he needed to address it. That's the balance to the conversation.
Yes, I agree with you that, yes, it's a matter of a threat to life. But I'll still go back to the matter of, now, if Marian had not spoken to you, you had a support system. Not everybody had that. Not everybody have someone who can point them in the direction of how to deal with things like this. That is where I am going. So yes, it's a way of, okay, overlooking. But you see, this thing keeps ringing in their mind, oh, these people are seeing me a certain way. There are people who do not see good in anything. There are people who cannot even handle, even when you're telling them, you are good, you are okay. They can't accept it because over the time, over the years, their mindset is, I am not good enough. What they are saying is the true picture of who I am. So it will take someone holding their hands to say, you can walk through this, you are good, and that is not what defines you. That is where I'm headed. Finding such people who can help you walk through a situation like this is also critical. There might be people who are told, Seun, leave this thing. It's just they talk. And he's saying, I need to deal with this to send a message. Knowing who Seun is. He is someone who is dogged. I don't want to use a particular word, stubborn. He's stubborn. But you see, if he needs to send a message across, to be stubborn to send a message across, to let you know that, yes, I am a Kuti, you cannot ride me anyhow. I can deal with this matter. It's not as if he took him to a police station, but he just got a statement.
For clarity.
For clarity's sake, and say, this person was the one that threatened my life. Look at his face. Look at him there. If anything happens to me, go for him. Even if, unfortunately, he may not be, if anything happens at the end of the day, God forbid, and the guy is not the one in question that, did that.
Yeah.
He has now put himself at the center of this wahala.
And that was why he was trying to
change the narrative.
The weight of that video by saying, can we shake now? Can we be friends now? And no, we cannot be friends. How am I supposed to be friends with you when you just literally threatened my life? Yes. And for people who get bullied, I think it's very important that you love yourself so much that you do not care about social media validation. So
It's very important.
So if you are aware, you know what you are, you do not have to depend on the opinions of people that don't even know you, they don't know your background, they do not know your struggles. Just ignore, to be honest, because these trolls, they are actually waiting for you to respond so they can feel powerful.
Yeah.
You know that time?
Feed on it.
Exactly. You know that time that GSM just came out and then our parents just had one, then we'll be dialing random
Sharing
numbers.
with the family.
No, we'll be dialing random numbers. Who's the real? Somebody picked, somebody cut it. They picked it. You know that excitement that we were disturbing people then, but it was amusement for us because, oh, somebody picked up, oh, so this thing can work like this. That is exactly how trolls are. They, leave that negative comment and then...
That's what they survive on.
Yeah, and then when they see that reaction, oh, I got her attention.
Yes.
And then...
That was what I mentioned earlier. Some people just want to catch
just
cruise to gain your attention.
Exactly. That is why you as a person need to be self-aware. So that when such comments are coming, just ignore, just block. Unless it is like this threat to life or somebody is slandering your name. Just like Eniola Badmus did too. There was a particular TikToker that slandered her name and said, oh, she does this, she pimps women, this is that. Without fact or baseless accusations.
Got her arrested.
She got her arrested and, made sure that she apologized. Yes, on those rare cases, you need to teach those people lessons. But if they are just leaving comments like, oh, say her eyes, say her nose, oh, you did not make...
What did you say?
Highly intelligent.
You're not my God. You're not the one that created me. So I do not care about your validation. And when you see these people in real life, like, you? How dare you talk to me like that?
Do you know who I am?
These are people that cannot talk to you in real life. And they just hide behind the keypad and just, say nonsense. So just don't give them any validation.
That's
the only way
I like
to
the point
overcome
you raised
those.
regarding Eniola Badmus and how she gave it to the girl, hot.
Yeah.
And so this Seun Kuti too is another instance. But then my question then would be that can an unknown person fight these causes and then succeed at it?
How do you mean?
So, for instance, my name is not everywhere yet. Eniola Badmus, and I go to the airport and I'm saying, you cannot fly this plane. People will be looking at me and Talele, you cannot.
You must have
So my question really
weight.
would be for the everyday regular Nigerian that undergoes or that goes through these cases of bullying, maybe not necessarily on the internet, can they fight these causes and then get
We've
justice?
seen parents who try to fight this cause when their children are bullied in school. And let's also even put it on the table now that bullying is not just only on the internet.
Yeah.
We have seen cases of children who were bullied where some even died at the end of the day. And how parents were trying to channel a cause of justice. But you see, the wheel of justice in this part of the world grinds pretty slow. It grinds pretty slow, and so you might want to give up in the process, especially when you do not have a name, like she mentioned, when you do not have a name. So, except you have the resources to push and ensure that at the end of the day, justice is seen to be done and you can give hope to other persons who are going through the process. Yes, there are laws you can use to address this matter of bullying, but can you go through the process? The wheel of justice grinding slowly. Can you walk through the process? We still know of certain parents who are waiting for justice because their children were bullied. In this part of the country and the world. So it's not that you cannot walk through that path, but can you ensure that you follow through?
Yes. Like
because of the justice, getting justice might take a long haul at the end of the day. We have a caller on the line. Segun, good morning. Segun, good morning. Can you hear me? Segun, are you there?
Oh.
Right. Segun, please call us back as soon as you can, and we'll take your thoughts. Yes.
To buttress what Veronica was saying, like the Abuja instance you gave, how long did it take you?
Funny enough, it took me less than 30 days because there's actually a court for small claims. It's called small claims courts, which was what even gave me the encouragement, to pursue that case there. Because when I had reported to my friend, and he said, There's a small claims court that you can take this to. They have the jurisdiction to sit on matters ranging between, I think, from 5 million naira and below.
Nice.
So,
Okay.
and then we had to conclude the matter within 60 days. So they would let you have a mediation process.
How many people know of this most
I like the
claims
fact
court?
that she's speaking about it.
Right?
Well, it's out there.
Let's
I just
quickly,
think they
it's
need
out
to
there.
go.
Okpayemi is on the line calling from Lokoja. Okpayemi, good morning. Go ahead with your contribution.
Good morning, ladies there.
Morning.
Yeah, about attending the issue of bullying, both online and offline.
Right.
Yeah, the lady at the center made a point now. She said that, do you have what it takes to get justice? Most people have these issues, but they don't have what it takes to get justice. And at the same time, again, to even get to this court process and all that, I think the best thing you can do is easily to just approach the police station for those that are at the lower level, because those people that have that name now, they know how to get their justice. They know how to do it. But what I want to try to say is that anybody coming online, coming against a particular person, is not anything. It's just trying to get attention, recognition. It's just the marketing stuff like that. Okay, how can I be popular a little bit online? When you now give him that attention, people will now know the person through you. So that is why mostly the best way is to ignore. It's a marketing strategy. Go for someone that is that popular.
Yeah.
When you now start engaging with, he will now bring you to his level. So that is just it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Okpayemi. I like the fact that you said it's a marketing
Marketing
strategy.
strategy.
That's interesting.
That's for those who even have the intelligence to use it to their advantage. Some people, they don't have any purpose, no direction. They just want that
so
attention.
they are
visual
attention
by
starved.
themselves.
They are attention starved, and they feel that there is the need for someone to pay attention to.
Yeah.
So it's a deficiency. It's not that you are okay.
It's a psychological.
I don't think so.
Not that
I
you're
don't
okay.
think. No. Frankly speaking, I don't think
It's a psychological issue.
It's a psychological
Yeah,
issue
they
for you
discussing it.
desiring attention by bullying
Yeah.
bullying your way to get it. There's something wrong with you.
Fundamentally.
Fundamentally, I like that you added that part. Fundamentally, something is wrong that you need to address. Because why would you just believe or gain pleasure from bullying somebody? How? It doesn't make sense. And then you go a step further to threaten the person, and you are supposed to be enlightened. That guy, I'm now referring to that guy. You look enlightened,
Exactly.
so to speak. Some people were saying he's even a doctor or something. I don't know. But one should expect that, okay, because you have been exposed, so to speak, in the society you find yourself America.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
You took us back to the feast. America.
So one who feels that, oh, he should be enlightened and know how to behave. But obviously, that's not the case at this point. So it's a psychological issue that has to be addressed, where you are desiring attention and you feel that the only way to get that is to bully your way to get someone's attention. It's not right. It also reminds me of a situation that happened, even though this is not bullying. The musician that said, they said he died, Ola Dips. There were reports that came out that he actually did not die, that it was just a PR stunt to sell his new album, allegedly. Now, and I asked, okay, what do you gain by saying you were dead and using that as a PR stunt? It doesn't make sense.
He probably
So that people would get their attention, oh, play your music, your old songs, like we saw what happened to Mohbad, how people were, playing his songs. And how does that inspire you? It doesn't make sense to me.
Well, he's a struggling musician. So
He's a growing musician.
okay, growing, maybe up and coming, because he's been there in the industry for a while. So maybe he felt, and that's why, as a society, we should also do better. When we see talents that are struggling to rise, there should be a support system that can help them thrive.
How are you making
Because
yourself available? It's another question.
That's another side to it.
Yes.